Hi, I'm John Graciano and I'm the pastor of Freedom River Outreach. We're located in downtown Tacoma, just off 28th and Pacific, reaching out to homeless, addicted, at-risk youth, men, women, and children, and wanting to minister to real people in our city with real needs. I actually have a business background. I owned a company, an interstate heavy haul trucking company, for 18 years. That background taught me a lot and I think prepared me for any other things I'm doing now. And I remember being in my office in business and being successful, but I remember thinking at the end of this, it's just money, and that's all I would have to show for 18 years of my life. I really used to drive through this city with blinders on and not even see the things that I see now. And to be honest with you, I think I cared, but there was really no manifestation of that in my life. There's no outlet for that. So this is my chance to spend my second career giving back. I am fully prepared to say, God, if we're wrong, if we shouldn't be here, if this vision isn't of you, let's stop. And a good way to do that is finances run out, and I have a business background, so I don't fear starting another business, a new business, doing something different. It's kind of my litmus test between me and God, really, to say, all right, God, you still want me doing this? And wow, for 5 years, God has provided very faithfully. And so I feel I have the luxury of being able to be in both worlds, kind of understand both worlds. They're not so different than each other. And now my second career is giving back. Five years ago, we realized that the people we were ministering to felt that they didn't fit in a conventional church service. Now, that opinion can be argued. I argued it for years. And we have created a church, not to them, but a church of them. And so they have full access, full ownership, full availability to church their way. And that's what Sunday is about, and letting them know that they have a place in the Church of Jesus Christ. As we're filming this today, it's Thursday, and that's when we have a food bank open to the public. And we're probably going to have over 100 people here today. Maybe the first or second visit, they kind of go through and just experience what we have and what we have to offer, which is all free, no strings attached. But we also want to pray for everybody. And as we do that, we're building a relationship and trust and care, because really what we want to give is spiritual food as well as the physical food, and see lives changed. It's not always just about the material things. Next week, people will be hungry again. We'll be here again next week, but we would love to see some long-term healing, some changes in how people think, and provide resources, including resources besides food, for clothing, employment, interviews, reassimilation, reentry, and we're here to help and provide a step up. I remember one November night. It was dark, rainy, cold here in the Northwest. And this guy came in to one of our evening services, and every part of me was a little defensive. He was big. His street name is Big Tim, and for good reason. He was big. And he was very scary looking, beard, long hair. I went right over to him and just said, "Hey, can I help you?" And he said, "Well, what are you guys doing in here?" And I said, "Well, we're praying." And I was surprised what he said next. He said, "Well, that's what I came in for. I need prayer." It started a relationship with Big Tim. And I remember him taking many of our equipping classes, and one is called Living Free. And it described his original design and who Big Tim really was. Not what business owners yelled at him, not what society said of him, not even when people like me first saw him and our body language was so shocking and gives away that he's different and doesn't fit. And he came up to me and he said, "Pastor John, I want to get to the place where I can teach Living Free, where I can teach other people who they really are, who their identity really is, not defined by our culture or our society or by man, but defined by God." And that to me meant a success. Not only had he come through and his life was restored, but now he cared about others and wanted to see others restored. It was very heartbreaking for me when I got the news that Big Tim had passed away. We were weeping, and I was praying, "God, why take Big Tim home? Why?" I was planning on having him teach this class, Living Free. And the Lord spoke and said, "Big Tim is safe, and he is fine. But there are more Big Tims in Tacoma, so keep going." And that was one of the first confirmations that I got personally that I was doing what God wanted me to do. And that's why I have Big Tim's picture here, is because I don't ever want to forget him, and I don't want to ever forget what he represents to me, and that is seeing real people that are basically outcast by our society restored, and instead of being outcast, actually contributing and adding to our society. You with your pastor 101. No, this is like senior year graduation. How's that for levels? How's that testing? 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
The
Thank you.
Daniel is great. He deserves an A. Which is true. You are great.
Well, thank you. I'll add that part.
Yeah.